I love sweet God magnet. Lobsters and said I told you grab it.
Welcome to Lobster Magnets Review, the channel, the review. I'm here with my buddy Gorogregoro.
That's me.
And we are here to talk about My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 23. God, you know what's really annoying? It's like everyone has like a different like numeration for like My Hero Academia. Some like don't count the season breaks and they like, Episode 33. And then others are like, Episode 23. It's so confusing and really fucks me over in the SEO optimization, because many more people seem to like just like not count the seasons and then just like do the fucking, I don't know. It's a dumb digression, but let's get into this episode. So you betrayed me and stabbed me in the back. Didn't watch it together with our super fun anime fun time.
I was bored.
Come on, man! Don't you have that fucking Hearthstone you love so much?
Oh man, I love my Hearthstone, but it wasn't enough. I had to watch a quick My Hero Academia without Lobster. And now we're getting our own fresh opinions.
Yeah, right from the. So I was a good. Yeah, it was an okay episode. Because like from what I could tell, it felt like it was like 60% manga material and then like 40% filler that was like used to flesh out that manga material.
Oh really?
Yeah, because like I don't know if we saw that fight between like this McCree sniper guy and Visible Girl and Tentacle guy. I feel like that was anime original. I don't think we ever saw that in the manga. Whatchamacallit, the grape juice guy, Minetta's fight with like I think you only saw like the first bit of him just like running away. I don't think you ever saw the conclusion of that. So that was like all kind of anime original, giving him a hero's moment to guess to sort of like stretch out the material. And also I'm pretty sure that the scene with Jiro and the animal guy who's done like nothing up until this point, fighting against President. And what did I tell you? What is his quirk? It's yelling, because it was painfully obvious.
Yeah.
Like they didn't like.
But it was like he could yell in different levels of volume. You can yell in like high pitch, low pitch, and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's been very good at controlling his yelling. And I don't think they have that scene in the manga where it's like ooh, you got into UA, and then you see his little mom. That felt like all anime filler. So basically, like, it kind of spoke to the sort of weaknesses of My Hero Academia, in the sense that like these fights weren't like really well thought out fights in the the manga, and so when you're like kind of expanding upon them with filler writing, then none of them are as good as like the really big emotional high points of the series.
Yeah, well, yeah, there wasn't a really great, like, an emotional, like, cathartic moment for any of these characters, because we haven't really built up any of them yet.
Yeah, they mostly are just like a collection of like character designs and like quirky personality quirks, ironically enough. And like obviously like Yazuro Momo got a good one last week, but I guess it sort of speaks as Hirokoshi's like weakness as a mangaka, that I don't know, every single one of the Chunin exam fights, which are like also kind of comparable to these little events, were all memorable. They all had like little fight beats, like even throwaway fights like the Temari versus Tenten fight. Tenten throws
Lobster,
shit at Temari.
Are you fighting volume loud guy right now? Is that what that screeching is?
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm fighting him right now. Let me go close that door.
This is how Lobster Magnet fights.
This is how I win my tournament against my fucking parrot who wanted to be noisy. But he was sitting with me. I like to have my parrot, and I like to put him on my lap and like scritch his ears when I'm watching anime. It's my happy place. It's a good happy place. But yeah, it sort of speaks to his sort of weaknesses, that like he's really good at like taking the sort of like moments we've seen before, even if they're predictable, and making them feel like as emotional and cathartic as possible.
Yeah.
like there's minor spoilers. Like recently in the manga, there was like this moment where this character was introduced. I won't
Spoiler
go into
alert.
minor spoilers of the
Okay.
manga. Where this minor character is introduced as like another student, and you know he has this really big badass moment, and it's very predictable what's going to happen in that moment. You can see it coming from a mile away, considering all the things that have been set up, but it still feels like the most incredible, epic thing possible, just because he's like drawing it with his 1000%. And you know, it's not like a super brilliantly written, but like when you're seeing it in the manga, it feels like, you know, beyond epic and emotional and impactful, and he's just drawing it with his 100%, and there's, you know, so much energy and you know, emotion into this, like, you know, kind of simplistic scene, and that really goes to sell it. The only problem though is that like he can't imbue that. He's not good or clever enough to like give like the minor characters like you know, those kind of moments,
Like pervy grape guy.
Yeah. What was his solution? Oh, he throws grapes at her, and then that like sticks her fucking whip, and then he
It
can
was
run
like
past
grape
her.
dash that he used.
Grape rush.
And, you know, he realized that his goal was just to be popular with the girls. That's why he wanted to become a hero.
Yeah. Which is like, I guess, like, you know, if you're a filler writer and like you don't have anything else to go on, and you want to give him some emotional moment, I guess you can go for that. It makes sense. It's just not something that's really difficult. That's something the audience can really root for. And like, I don't think anyone was like fist pumping. Was like, yeah, go Grape Rush. You go be popular with the girls. You classy little pervert guy.
Yeah. So, yeah, most of these other fights felt a little bit like weaker. I guess the strongest one was probably, I don't know, Volume Guy. And
Yeah, that was
Earphone
that was
Jacko.
fun. That was fun to see him just sort of like toying with them, and I like the scene where the principal of this like sadistic side was like, ah ha ha, you went to toy with me, now I'll toy with you.
Oh yeah, the mouse principal. That was
I mean, it
kinda
didn't last
neat.
long enough to like really have many beats, but it did have that one fun moment because you know you see this like weird thing. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this animal's deal? What's going on with him?
Why
what's he doing?
is he running in this crane right now? Why is he
Yeah.
swinging this bulldozer
Oh,
crane?
because he's so super smart. You know what? Sure, I can get behind that. This little mouse thing is so super smart that he's just knocking things over and causing chain reactions. Sure, I'll get behind that. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that was a little bit ridiculous, but it was a minor fun moment. They didn't really expand upon that though, so it still wasn't my favorite one though. It was just like kind of clever and for
Which
like
one
a
did
brief
you like
moment.
most? The present Mike one?
Yeah, I guess the Mike one. Well, also, Invisible Girl got her moment, got her great moment where she went
And
invisible.
what did she win by? Like making the fucking sniper guy like feel awkward because maybe he touched her boob. We don't know.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
it's
Invisible
heavily
Girl,
implied.
You have the best fan service ever. You are everything and nothing.
She's like a Schrodinger kind of
Yeah.
fan service.
I kind of wonder if they'll like ever like, you know, for like her to have a real form, she'll like, you know, put makeup on or something, just so people can see her and like give it a better idea of like, you know, what her features are or whatnot. I doubt it. Almost kind of reminds me of this minor subplot in the JoJo Part 3 where there's this invisible baby that's a stand user, and then they put makeup on so you can actually see the baby.
No, that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, Invisible Girl. How are people going to cosplay? Is anyone going to cosplay as you? Is there any way to even do it? I don't know. There's this like fun fan art with Invisible Girl that I like, where they showed her with like the pink girl, and then she's like at a rave, so she's got like all these like neon colorings all over her body. And I was like, oh, that's fun. That's a fun thing to do with Invisible Girl.
You know, it's actually kind of interesting. Maybe like you have to stay really clean when you're invisible, don't you? Like you can't get any like blotches or smudges on you. Otherwise, your invisibility cover goes way down, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I would also be worried about like when you're like fully invisible, you're like subjected to the elements. That means like your feet can like step on sharp shit. You're completely exposed and naked, and assumingly if you're a hero, there's people shooting fire and lightning and lasers and all kinds of weird quirks, and you're basically out
and that
there.
brings the question, like, how much clothing is she wearing? Is she wearing any clothing? Does she only wear gloves and shoes sometimes? Like,
Well, in the classroom, she has like a full set of like school uniforms, but her hero outfit is just the gloves and the shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, Invisible Girl, we put far more thought into you than you probably deserve. But did you like the debut of soft talking animal control guy?
Well, we got to learn a little bit more about soft talking animal control guy. Like, I didn't know what his powers was. He just looked kind of weird at first, and like a mute. He was a mute at first, and then we sort of heard like his inner monologue and like what his actual voice is. So that was that was new. But I don't know. I like the fight against the shouting guy and earphone jack girl.
Yeah, it was probably like the most well thought out and the most cathartic of the moments where it's like her ears are bleeding out. She's trying to do everything she can, and then this guy overcomes his phobia, which is obviously 10 times more heroic than Minetta's. Like, I just want to be popular with the ladies.
I guess it was like more. The reason why I liked it best was because it was like kind of a clash of personalities. I don't know. It just felt like weaker fights this episode, to be honest. But
because like I said, in the manga, they only got like a few panels. They're meant to be like disposed of, and then the anime staff's like, oh fuck, we want to save the big shit for the All Might fight that everyone wants. So let's just get this shit out quick, and we'll have we'll get our script guy to like put in some filler material to like stretch this shit out. Still try and go to clip, and then next week we're gonna get to the shit that people do want.
Yeah, this fight, I'm really hoping it's gonna be good. Really hoping they gotta do it right. They gotta do it perfect. I think for All Might, Bakugo, and Deku to like go all at it.
I think they are. I think it's going to be like an amazingly well animated scene. I think they're going to do the fight justice. It was good in the manga. It's going to be even better here. It's going to be like the, Midora versus Todoroki fight. It'll be like the Stain fight scenes. It'll be like a bombastic, epic finale to this season. Well, I'm still wondering if we're going to get my favorite scene, though. Oh man, maybe we might. I'm kind of curious to see if they'll like have the whole episode. The fight take place in one episode.
I mean, how many more episodes for this season?
Well, this is 23, and I think we're getting like next episode is the last one, or no? It's 24. We're either getting 24 or 26.
Yeah, it's a good question. It feels like we're getting to the finale.
How many episodes are in My Hero Academia Season 2? Let's see. Yeah, you definitely don't want to overextend it. Yeah, it's all right. So we're getting 25. So
yeah, 2 more.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that like we'll that would be a really good way to end it. Like we get the All Might exam fight this episode. And then the episode after it, we get the moment I really want.
Oh, is that your favorite moment from the manga as well?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. It's the moment I covered in like one of my videos. And I love so much, and I really want to see it animated. I think it would be a great way to end the season as like a sort of coda of like things to come for the future. That would be a really good way to end it. In fact, as soon as we're done with this review, I'm gonna like go look to see how many chapters the All Might, Bakugo Deku fight is, just to see how much it'll take to adapt it and see if the timeline works out. If they'll like, because generally they go like, maybe if they're going like full clip fighting animation, maybe like 3 chapters per an episode. So there's a chance. There's a good chance because we're like in the mid or early 60s. So what would you rate this episode?
God. To me, it was like it definitely dropped down a little bit from last episode.
Oh, yeah, I'm in 100% agreement. I'm leaning between like 6.5 or 7.
I go with like 7, like, because I want to get to the Bakugo. All my fight. I know that's bound to be good. Like, we're just in the waiting room right now for the really good stuff.
For the real good stuff. And like all the fillery was like it's sort of acceptable things. Like nothing broke the boat, but it wasn't particularly remarkable. And none of this stuff was like the strongest material in the manga. So it's all acceptable solutions. It's sort of like padding before we get to like the main course. This is like kind of like a shitty appetizer. It's like the free appetizer you get at like a chain restaurant like Chili's or Applebee's when you order from their two for $20 menu, and you can choose from like mozzarella sticks or buffalo wings or whatever before you get to like the main course.
I mean, they could have done way more with Duct Tape Guy in like this episode. Like they could have built up his character.
Your incredible hero, the one you love so much, the best hero in My Hero Academia, Duct Tape Man.
They could have been they could have built the most of the episode around him, like, and like how useless his power seems, but like he tries his best to make as much use of it as possible. That's like a really good story arc. That's
I say Grape Guy is like more useless than Duct Tape Man. At least Duct Tape Man can like be like a ghetto Spider-Man and zoom around.
Yeah, but you saw actually Duct Tape Man's power actually saved Grape Kid.
Yeah, it helped him out. That good old face mask.
I think that's what you should shill, by the way. I think you should just shill Duct Tape.
Fine.
Duct tapes and grapes.
We're going to have some duct tape. I don't even know if they sell grapes on Amazon. Maybe. If they do, I'll throw it in there. Duct tapes and grape. The MVP of this episode. Everyone's favorite little weird pervert and everyone's favorite useless hero with his incredible duct tape powers get their moment to shine. And Greg's favorite hero and character in My Hero Academia. Like when in the final chapter episode when Midoriya's like saving like the world from All for One, and like we're having the epilogue where it's like, oh, when's Midoriya gonna get here to save the day? And then but he'll fail, and then Duct Tape Man and Grape Juice will step up to save the day. They were the true kings. They are the dark horses.
They'll help you get out of sticky situations because their powers are sticky.
Yeah, I guess I could say that's why they were a good matchup. Did you like Miss Midnight once it was revealed her quirk is like making people fall asleep?
I thought her power was a little bit one-dimensional. Like her, I mean, they could have maybe done some more stuff with like her ability to use the whip. I think, like she just seemed a very one-dimensional kind of hero.
Yeah, pretty much. She's just mostly there for like sex appeal and whatnot, and the whole dominatrix thing fits in with her theme of like, ooh, I can make anyone fall asleep with my scent. Yeah,
if they wanted to make her like more dominatrix, they could have like maybe upped the personality a little bit more, like maybe have her be even more sadistic, like trying to like do some weird dominatrix hurting stuff to the students, but sort of out of control.
She's not like she's just a minor theme character, and and also something for like sexy people to dress up in at like fucking conventions so they can get all the attention.
Yeah,
you got a good body. There you go. There's a character for you to dress up as.
Well, there you go.
Get that form-fitting latex. And it's also, Horikoshi, like, sort of like, stretching his, erotic character design muscles, which he's, pretty good at, but, like, is always, like, seems to be restrained by, the general My Hero Academia's lack of most fan service. Unless you could argue that the fan service is in plain sight because of all the skin-tight outfits, but
it kind of is for me. Like it is kind of, it feels like in plain sight. Even Invisible Girl, the fan service is out of this world. She's always naked, Isaac.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Lobster.
Spray on her, and then it's like, oh, go to town with your crazy animu fantasy world.
Your imagination is the fan service. That's what it is.
No. But yeah, it's great because, like, you know, it doesn't turn people off, and yet they can still, you know, get what they want in their erotic frog girl and Ochika and Miss Midnight, and it doesn't feel tasteless, you know.
We didn't even talk about Ochika's.
Fight. What do you think about the super? Well, it was pretty. I feel like that
was a really quick fight.
Too. Yeah, it was a quick fight where she, like, just disables her while being pulled in during the, you know, super obvious, oh, I don't like Deku, but I kind of do. Oh, I'm super plushy, and oh, Deku would probably be head over heels.
You know, that was actually probably one of the better fights, honestly, compared to most of the others.
Well, I guess because it had a little bit more of a payoff in the sense that, like, oh, she used her combat training with Gunhead to, you know, get out of this situation. So that felt...
And there was like a little bit of a character moment where she's like, "Oh my god, you know, I'm super embarrassed to even talk about this." You know, it's just, you know, I like Deku maybe, but.
She's the best girl. She's the main girl. There's no, like, ambiguity with this super obvious, apparent ship.
Gravity waifu, yeah.
Gravity waifu forever. Because it's the first girl is always the best girl, and it's so fucking obvious. Fuck your stupid fan art, because it's the most plainly obvious thing in the fucking world. Just to have them, like, you know, have a nice little kiss on the cheek or something, and then, like, send text messages, and that's enough.
What?
But, you know, I don't know, just, like, I think it would make people happy to, like, see, like, a relationship consummated, not at the end of the series, but, like, you know, in the middle of it.
So wait, were you just describing other people's fan art of, like?
Well, okay,
Deku,
so there's, like, if you go on, like, Tumblr and you look on My Hero Academia shipping, you'll see Deku. Oh, let's Deku with Todoroki, Deku with pink hair girl, Deku with frog girl. All these sort of, like, you know, shipping within the shipping fandoms, and, you know, all these other things, and it's like, and I always find these, like, you know, this sort of, like, discussions kind of pedantic, and the fandom kind of, like, a little dumb, just because it's, like, you know, so fucking obvious, you know, who like, Deku is gonna wind up with, and, you know, how it's gonna work, and how these things always fucking work, and, like, you know, it just feels like the most inconsequential thing to, you know, focus on in the series.
You're obviously like, Gravity Girl is best waifu, end of discussion.
Well, not so much. It's more like Gravity Girl is obvious waifu, let's end this.
Yeah. That's basically what I said, though.
Yeah. Let's end this. It's over. It's what's going to happen. You know, I'd bet $1 million that, you know, that's what we're going to see.
Well, that won't stop.
Unless he tries to pull a Harry Potter, like fucking Harry, you know, being with Ginny Weasley.
Oh, yeah. God. Wow, that was, like, a weird decision.
That was terrible. That was the worst. Even J.K. Rowling, like, later on years said...
She's I made a mistake. Whoops.
I made a mistake. This was a bad choice. This was terrible. And even on set, supposedly, like, Harry thought the two actors thought it was really awkward because it was, like, more of a brother-sister relationship thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad choice, and, well, I don't know. It's not like there's any younger sibling of, like, Deku to, like, fall in love with for, like, you know, although I assume one could be added, but, you know, it's obvious she's going to be, you know, the one, and, you know, episode 150, manga chapter 450, you know, that's when we'll see that.
Oh my god, imagine, you know, Deku's mom getting to the picture. What kind of shipping charts we can get with Deku's mom.
You know, it's kind of funny. There are people who, you know, like, ship her with All Might.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, there's, like, a lot of family things. People like the little chubby frog mom. Although there's part of me that wonders what happened from like thin Deku mom to like chubby Deku mom, and whatever the fuck happened to Deku's father, his fire-breathing father, who is non-existent. Is he a supervillain, or are we just going to assume that Deku lives in a single-family household?
Yeah, Deku. Whatever happened to Deku's father?
Don't know. Don't know. Not even the manga. No idea. Never talked about. Never mentioned.
Yeah, that's actually kind of strange, isn't it?
Maybe he was killed. Maybe he's an evil supervillain. Maybe he's just a deadbeat dad. Maybe they got a divorce when he was young. We do not know. All we know is that his dad can breathe fire, and that's his quirk.
Wait, that's all we know? Like
that's all we know.
When did we figure this out?
Like the first chapter, like she talks about how like her quirk is like pulling things to her. She's got like mild psychic stuff, and the father is like a fire breathing quirk.
Maybe he works in the circus.
Maybe. I mean, it'd be interesting if he like becomes a villain and then he has to fight his father. Who knows? Maybe Horikoshi's like saving that for a rainy day is like a super big plot reveal. Definitely, if he wants to like emulate American comics, that's like a super thing to go for, to have like introduce the father and have him be evil.
Yeah, that's definitely that could definitely be a thing, like an evil father.
But we'll see. So. I'm going to lean to 6.5. You're going 7?
Yeah, it's like... I would even go a little bit lower. I mean, 6.5 sounds fair for this episode. There's some nice animated parts, but like nothing that felt really like nice, like in terms of story or characters.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so go get your grape and grape juice, your grapes and your duct tape, or buy something you actually want down in the links below. Amazon affiliates. Oh, the light came back on. I hate this stupid motion sensor bullshit. But thank you for listening to us ramble and discuss this latest episode of My Hero Academia, and letting us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Link, like, comment, subscribe. And remember, lobster's antennas, but don't you grab it.
Manga's made of iron, lobster's made of meat.